Got Monday, May 18th, 2026 in the Chickasaw County Courthouse in the boardroom. I will call the board meeting to convene. Roll call. Members Swinsky, Carter, and Breitbach and Hackett are present. Absent is Swinsky. We also have Board Secretary Donna Gertrude. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda as presented? Motion by Isaac, second by Steve to approve today's agenda. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Isaac.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Travis.
Aye.
Jake. Aye. Motion is carried with the absence of Scott. Approve the minutes from last Monday, May 11th.
A small correction, I see about 3/4 of the way down where we approved payment of secondary roads for removing and replacing culvert. It's missing a T on the culvert. With that correction, I would have made a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. From zero to zero?
Motion by Steve, second by Travis to approve the minutes of May 11th with one spelling correction. Anything else? If not, Steve. If there's no other discussion, roll call. Steve.
Aye.
Travis.
Aye.
Isaac. Jake. Aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Chad will not be with us today, so we can review and adopt resolution number 518-26-32, notice of destruction of noxious weeds. Annual thing. Deadline is June 1st. Motion by Travis, second by Isaac to approve resolution number 32.
There's a second resolution that's up here.
If there's no other discussion on resolution 32, do we roll call? Travis?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Steve? Jake? Aye. Motion is carried with the absence of Scott. Public comment, I don't believe there is any.
None of that off their head. For that or the budget.
Thank you.
Yep.
Since we have 5 minutes and Ryan's here, we can move on to Ryan.
Perfect.
Sheriff Ryan Shaw, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Got 2 things here. First one is to review and acknowledge the hiring of Chase Hall as a deputy sheriff with the start date of June 2nd, 2026 per the union contract.
Yeah, so we had, like I said, 11 applicants, 4 of them certified. Jace is currently an officer with the city of New Hampton. Hate to take one away from them, but it's business decision with the personal life. It's very upfront with Conrad the entire time. He gets it too. He's been through it a lot as well. So Jace passed the psychological testing that's required. We did a 3-point physical and drug screen. All went well. Made a conditional offer last week, pending today's activity as well as reimbursement agreements as well. I mean, he does have contract payout with the city of New Hampton, which is pretty standard anymore. So it's my recommendation to hire him with the start date of June 2nd. With that date, as Jordan's last day is the 1st, and this would give a full 2 weeks notice for the city of New Hampton as well. So.
Is there a motion to acknowledge? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Isaac, second by Steve to acknowledge the hiring of Chase Hall as a deputy sheriff for the sheriff's department with a start date of June 2nd, 2026 per the union contract for wages and benefits. Any other discussion? If not, we'll call Isaac. Aye. Steve.
Aye.
Travis. Aye. Jake, aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Moving on to the second part then that the sheriff did talk about, review and approve employment repayment agreement in the amount of $13,450.
So that would take care of his contract with the city of New Hampshire. It does include his ballistic vest as well. It comes with that. This is a pretty standard contract. I did have Jeff at Taylor's and Cooney review it. We made some additional changes to it. So what you guys have got that I forwarded to Jake on Friday is coming from Taylor's and Cooney directly. So I had sent today too, but he deferred to Taylor's and Cooney as well as being our HR firm. So I've shown this to Jace. He has no problems with it as well. So my budget can cover this.
Just between, me, you, and Chase sign it, with only one notary. Are we gonna all three meet together, or how are we gonna handle that, or?
Yeah, as we present the notary, so yeah, I think if we do it, I don't know what your schedule looks like coming up, but yeah, his shift will start at noon on the second, so we can do it around that day. That would be perfect in our office.
Yep. You guys all seen a copy of it in your packets, so just for the public, in the first year, if he leaves within the first 12 months, he pays back the $13,450, and then it's prorated for the next 4 years.
Correct, yep. And it doesn't go by month to month, so he's got the second, is 12 months, but less than 24, so instead of stair stepping down month by month, they go year by year.
And we have others in place too with other
Yes.
officers.
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve the employment repayment agreement with Chase?
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Isaac to approve the employment repayment agreement with Chase Hall. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis.
Aye.
Isaac. Steve.
Aye.
Jake, aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott.
Thank you,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
We'll make it before.
He'll be a good one, yeah. He'll be a good one. He's out here.
Here's we got the budget amendment.
Is there anyone here that wants to speak on budget amendment number 4? We have a quick public hearing on budget amendment number 4. Anyone want to speak on that? No? Okay, get that done quick.
No one here.
All right.
You can speak.
I don't have quite 9-10, but we can do the liquor license. So review and approve Class C retail alcohol license renewal for Block Tank LLC for a term of 12 months effective date May 16th, 2026. This was timely filed. This, I believe, is a little turkey.
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve, to approve the Class C retail alcohol license renewal for Block Tank LLC for a term of 12 months effective May 16th, 2026. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Isaac. Jake, aye. Motion is carried with the absence of Scott. Nine ten, we are holding a public hearing for budget amendment number 4 for the current fiscal year 25-26. It has been published, and this is the date set and time set. Is there a motion to enter the public hearing?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Isaac, to open the public hearing on budget amendment number 4 for fiscal year 25-26. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Steve.
Aye.
Isaac.
Aye.
Travis.
Aye.
Jake, aye. Motion's carried with the absence of Scott. I have 9-11. No written comments. Nope. Is there any public comments?
No alcohol, alcohol.
Perfect.
For record.
This budget amendment is for the Heritage Center, $5,000 for building repairs and maintenance, and $5,000 for plumbing equipment repairs and maintenance. Due to coil freezing this past winter, and some maintenance issues inside the building.
How much was that in the days?
It's gonna be a total of $10,000, $5,000 each for those two items.
Thank you.
Not hearing anything else, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Isaac to close the public hearing at 9:12. Any discussion? If not, roll call Travis.
Aye.
Isaac.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Jake. Aye. Motion carried. Absence of Scott. Review and adopt resolution 518-26-31 to amend the department appropriation. Again, the only appropriation change from the budget is the $5,000 for building repairs and maintenance for Department 26 and plumbing equipment repairs and maintenance, Department 26 for $5,000, total of $10,000.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 31.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Travis to approve resolution 518-26-31 to amend department appropriations. Any discussion?
We're ready to do this.
All right, thanks, Steve. Roll call, Steve.
Aye.
Travis. Isaac. Jake, aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Moving on to resolution 30, so review and adopt resolution 518-26-30, a resolution establishing a restricted account for monetary donations made in support of the Chickasaw County Public Health Department. David, go ahead.
You guys asked me to put this together after your meeting last week when Lisa was up here talking about donations. This is what we came up with. I sent it to Lisa and she approved of it. I haven't heard anything back from anyone else. Any requested changes, but it's similar to the one for the ambulance, the EMS department, except for this group has its own board that oversees it. So it'll be upon the recommendation of the public health director and approval of the board of health. Interest-bearing account, interest statement.
Any other questions, concerns about resolution 30? If not, is there a motion to move?
I'll move. Second.
Motion by Isaac, second by Steve to adopt resolution number 518-26-30, a resolution establishing a restricted account for monetary donations made in support of the Chickasaw County Public Health Department. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Isaac. Aye. Steve.
Aye.
Travis.
Aye.
Jake. Aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott.
Five minutes to look in there.
If you guys are okay, we'll move on to claims. The first set of claims is payroll data last Friday, May 19th. Sorry, May 15th, 1-5.
Oh,
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve to approve the payroll claims dated May 15th, 2026. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Isaac.
Aye.
Jake. Aye. Motion carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. The prior bill, there were 3 entries totaling $12,644.06. Is there a motion to approve the prior bills?
I'll move.
Motion by Steve, second by Travis to approve the amount of $12,644.06, which totals the 3 prior bill entries. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Steve.
Aye.
Travis.
Aye.
Isaac. Jake, aye, motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. The claims that total are pending is $357,541.66. Is there a motion to approve?
Oh. Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve, to approve the amount of $357,541.66 to be paid. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis.
Aye.
Steve. Isaac. Jake, aye. Motion carried 3-0 with one abstention and one absence of Scott.
All right, they're ready for it.
That's your house, okay. Hi, guys. Hi. Oh. Yes, it is. Hi there.
Keep an eye on them.
I gotta keep an eye on him.
Does anybody
Now,
want
I
these?
like to read your stretch.
Morning all.
That's for you. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
No, sure.
So I don't have.
Yeah, we have resolution signed for the noxious weeds.
Just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
It's got
It's probably.
Oh, yeah. You in a hurry?
No, I like that.
Okay.
For once, I'm serious.
Enough. I got 9:20, Chickasaw County Pioneer Cemetery Commission. Good morning all, I appreciate the turnout. We all know May is Cemetery Appreciation Month, so Steve, you're the chair, would you like to read it? Do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Chickasaw County Supervisors, whereas Chickasaw County people are aware of the need to preserve the rich heritage continued in Iowa Pioneer Historic Cemeteries. And whereas this appropriation of this ancestors' resting places developed a sense of pride in their ancestors' accomplishments and in their communities. And whereas pride and respect for our pioneer leads to an interest in and concern for the future. It is with this thought in mind that we dedicate the month of May to the care of our pioneer cemeteries. Now therefore, we, the Chickasaw County Supervisors, there's 4 district supervisors present, do hereby proclaim the month of May as Cemetery Appreciation Month. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Isaac to approve May as Pioneer Cemetery Month. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis.
Aye.
Isaac.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Jake, aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Again, we do appreciate all you guys taking care of these cemeteries. If it wasn't for this group, Steve, thank you for being the chair.
With the whole crew.
With the whole group, we do appreciate the upkeep and the maintenance of these cemeteries. If it wasn't for all of you, somebody would have to step up and volunteer. You do have a budget that we would do approve, and you can ask for more if you need more. You guys have not met the limit yet, so.
That's a good thing they don't.
Maybe that meeting down in Florida we've been talking about. When we get to that.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the county purpose involved. You guys wanna take a picture quick?
If you got that.
Yeah, out there on the steps?
Yep.
All right, we'll take a little break. and we'll take-
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'll stay on that bench.
Okay. I can't disturb the board.
Right. Told me. Just kidding.
That's all.
Yes. Yes.
Tires holding there?
Yes, they're put on, everything's good, thank you very much for that.
Looks good.
Yes, thank you. Did you want a chair box or?
No. Now, every time you come in.
I think so. Did you guys sign one of
We
those?
saw.
I maybe signed two of them. We can put them on the books and board. We got two of them.
I said, this is what I had to do.
A lot of time to fill room.
No.
We do. We got,
Oh, you want me to take a long
we got
time?
10 o'clock appointments.
I Well, Chopper can come up too.
Well done.
Never mind, sorry. It was really short. Well, we can pick apart 3 can dump truck bolts if you really want to.
All right, we have 924, good morning, Roman Lutson, engineer.
Morning.
Couple things that are listed here, approve a wage increase per union contract for equipment operator Austin Rice.
So his 6-month anniversary is May 24th, so of course this would be effective on that date. Per the union contract, he'd be going to 95% of the base rate, which base rate is 2804, so he would move up to 2664 until, well, of course, we have the fiscal year change on July 1st, but then his 1-year anniversary would be in November, so. For approval on that.
So motion approved.
So moved.
Motion by Steve, second by Travis, to approve a wage increase per the union contract for equipment operator Austin Rice. The 6 months is on May 24th, 2026, will be going up to 2664 per contract. Any discussion? If not, roll call Steve.
Aye.
Travis. Isaac.
Aye.
Jake. Aye. Motion carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Review and approve the Iowa DOT federal aid agreement for surface transportation block grant program project STP-S-CO19 126-5E-19. I believe I have both of those.
Yep, I read them on there. So this is for our concrete overlay on B56, scheduled for January letting. Of course, B56 from Highway 18 north of B54. Basically, the federal aid agreement states, $1.81 million or 80% of the project construction cost, whichever is less will be the STBG grant I was able to acquire from Intercog, and then the remainder of the payment cost would come through our farm market account. If you want to fill 40 minutes, you can read that out loud.
It is County signature block will be myself and the county auditor or the designee. Pretty much what he's explained.
To approve. Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve, to approve the Iowa DOT federal aid agreement for service transportation block grant program. Chair signature, any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis. Aye. Steve.
Aye.
Isaac. Aye. Jake. Aye. Motion carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Second one here is review and approve the Iowa DOT federal aid agreement for county highway bridge project BHS CO 19-127-63-19.
So this is for Bridge 1810. It's a bridge deck overlay project scheduled for next year, another actually this is a February letting. That would be on B57 in the area of Chickasaw, just south of the park there. This would be 100% out of our highway bridge program dollars. It's estimated about $232,000. So we're removing the old overlay completely, some drain repair, curb repair. Try to buy us some life out of that bridge before we need to replace it because it's a very extensive project. And I'm worried the day when we have to replace it because that's historical more than likely. And paddling route, everything involved is going to be fun. So get a little bit more life out of the bridge.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Motion by Steve, second by Isaac to approve the Iowa DOT federal aid agreement for county highway bridge program project. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Steve.
Aye.
Isaac. Aye. Travis. Aye. Jake. Aye. Motion carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Review quotes for a fiscal year 27 tandem axle dump truck.
So basically present this to you guys today because as you know, equipment takes a long time to get and this is no different in regards to this. Sam did pretty much all the legwork on this, so kudos to him. Got 3 separate quotes. 2 are from Truck Country, one for a Freightliner, one for a Western Star, and then Gator Truck Center for a Mack. The low quote was the Freightliner from Truck Country for $351,621.81. Next low was the Western Star from Truck Country, $362,769.81. And the highest quote we received was from Gator for the Mack at $373,785.81. All are supposed to be equipped with the same Henderson equipment. All prices include warranty. Availability is all pretty much the same. At least for the truck build is both January of 27, which is FY 27 for the Freightliner and Western Star. The Mack we could see as early as August of 26. That's just the truck. But regardless, for the Henderson equipment, we're looking at October, November of 27. So that's FY 28. So kind of proposing, regardless of what we choose, we're probably going to be looking at purchasing the truck and either housing it here or having Henderson house it if they've got the room and getting it in line for the equipment to be outfitted on. Talked to Sam, we're recommending purchasing the Freightliner, not just because it's the low quote, it's also both that and the Western Star from what we found have better turning radiuses than the Mack, better engine access, and they've got true tracker suspension, which is preferred, with less maintenance. The guys, we love the Macks, but they hate the turning radius, and we've had Mack try to adjust the stops as much as they can. Still takes a lot longer to turn than we're used to. Great truck, but don't like that part, and the cost is more, not significantly more. We budgeted, I had budgeted about $380,000 for FY 27, so it is in our budget to afford any of these trucks. But after talking with Sam, we're recommending the Freightliner. I guess looking for board's approval on that or your guys' opinions as far as purchasing the truck, and then we'll have to move those funds into FY 28 when the time comes.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't know how, I asked Sam too, like, did we want one in FY 28? Maybe we wanna get 2 coming now, but I think we're looking more at motor graders, so. It's getting kind of difficult to, we plan so far out for following fiscal year budget. And technically, we should be 2 or 3 years out on ordering equipment, but it makes it difficult when you don't have funds appropriated.
So the Western Star is made by the same company as Freightliner.
I would, yeah,
So it's just a step up in quality probably.
yeah.
Is there enough? Like the better quality that's worth $11,000?
According to Sam's recommendation, I'd say probably not. He liked both, but he recommended the Freightliner. As far as the actual differences, I don't know if it comes down to so much as what is the interior finish with or something like that, so. I mean, I could give Sam a call quick and see his thoughts. I know he liked both of those more than the Max for the maintenance and usability. So if you want, I could give him a shout.
Everybody else likes, but I don't.
You got Freightliner style and Mac, right?
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve one of them, or do you want a phone call to Sam, or?
I could give him a shout. It'll take me about 3 minutes. He said you got a half hour now that you want filled, so. You want me to give him a call? I'll be right back in.
It's up to you guys.
It don't matter to me. I've driven both and I prefer the Freightliner as well. I've driven both the Western Star and the Freightliner, and I prefer the Freightliner itself. So I'd make a motion to approve the Freightliner.
I'll second it.
Motion by Isaac, second by Steve, to purchase from Truck Country, the Freightliner 114 SD Plus in the amount of $351,621.81.
So you guys will see next year a pretty significant unspent funds in the equipment line item. Just remember that's wise. And I'll remind you.
Should we be able to figure out some place to go with it?
I'm sure, yeah.
Any other discussion? Otherwise, roll call. Isaac?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Travis? Aye. Jake, aye. Motion carried 4-0 with the absence of Scott. Department update, bro.
So last week we did finish the west abutment pile driving on Bridge 1960, which is on 150th Street east of Windsor. This week they'll work on, today they're working on setting a cap for it, welding that on. We'll drive sheeting for that west abutment, drive our wing piling, our dead men. So then hoping, next week we'll be starting to set beams. Probably the following week we get that deck poured, get railing on it, finish their work, spread some rock, get it opened up. Contract rock is anticipated to start tomorrow. That'd be Division 1 with BMC. Bruning was planning on doing Division 3 on the 20th, which should be Wednesday. All of this is weather pending. We'll see how much rain we get tonight. We don't really want to damage the roads with all these trucks, but we'll see what the contractor thinks and Tyler's on it. So I would anticipate some contract rock starting this week in that conditions. Other than that, we had a couple of crossroad culvert replacements. I know south 300th, Bay Place, north of Nashua, some apron resets on crossroad culverts, Ashton, south 260th, and the 280th Durham area. It was very dry last week, so there was minimal blading. We were doing a lot of spot rock hauling, whether it's bad spots or some of the contractor full mile locations that our crews are doing, and then dust controls, prepping them. Edging shoulders, B28 west B18, that's getting pretty close to done. We stopped retrieving with how dry it was last week. Durapatching in the Alta Vista area, the north mile, I guess south between 100th and 110th, and then also there's that little spot south of Alta Vista, and then the east-west 2 miles. A lot of design development work. SC 1110 on U56, that's going to be done with our crews in July. utility coordination, and then we also submitted a detour permit to the Iowa DOT, as we'll have to close that and utilize their roads for the detour since it's hard surface. Bridge 0690 on 290 is west of Kenwood. Been coordinating with Calvin Burns on that one. That's gonna be a 350 to 375 foot bridge, beam bridge. There's a lot of coordination with NEPA, Army Corps engineers, just with, I think the Massasauga rattlesnake is apparently in that area, so that's gonna be fun. The extensive wetlands all the way around, also fun. But we've got a fairly deep scour hole that we may have to entertain the idea of doing drilled shaft foundation for an east pier. It's just the way it goes. There's little or no options, but we're doing a little bit more coordinating as far as contractor ability to do a normal T-pier footing when it's at that depth, so to be determined. Bridge 1300, that'd be on 190th East of Odessa. We had pre-con for that last, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday. Currently, PCI plans to start around the late start date, which is July 27th. There's 65 days on that. I would anticipate they'll get it done well within that time frame. There's no piers, there's really no work in the water, it's not much of a waterway, so. The 1810 bridge deck overlay project that we approved the funding agreement, we also got concept statement approved by the DOT. Same goes with B56 for that concrete overlay. Lot of utility involvement, especially on the B56 one, because we're cutting that hill down about 4 feet, and there's fiber and buried cable everywhere, so it's fun. If you go by, you'll see all the paint flags. Epoxy injection of bridge decks. So about 10 years ago, we overlaid 3 bridges, and you're starting to hear that overlay is delaminating. So Junior Jones, he's actually with the DOT maintenance division. He has a company on the side. I approved their quote to do all 3. It was $49,088.77. And they are proposing to do Bridge 3090, which is on B22 west of Stevens, the Jericho Blacktop. That's going to be closed Saturday, this coming Saturday, and they'll open it up that following morning. Then they would go to Bridge 1620, which is on B57 west of Ivanhoe, close that, get the work done, and then they would open that on Monday and move to the bridge south of Bassett and do that one with an anticipated opening date of Tuesday or Wednesday. All of these closures would be 48 hours or less, so we don't have to detour. So I guess the public can anticipate going around whichever way they feel is best. It's only 24 hours for the most part, but I figured with their availability, it's best to get it done before some of these DLAMs become potholes.
Roman did reach out to me. It is a holiday weekend. I thought it was my personal opinion was a good weekend to do it. I don't think there's that much traffic in Chickasaw County on that weekend.
To me, it's what day
Does work.
would the county-wide population prefer. Either way, it's a hindrance whether you're going somewhere on the holiday weekend or else you're going to work. So, and we won't have 3 closures at the same time. It's only one at a time. And weather pending, I don't trust looking at a forecast a week out. I do see that there is some rain in that early next week. So backup, I believe, would be the following weekend. They do very good work, and he's very knowledgeable of what they do. So just so you guys are aware, if anybody asks, that's what's going on. As far as the open position, we had 9 total applications. One individual withdrew, I think, decided that they didn't want to be part of the interview process. Another one didn't have a CDL, so I told them, I'm going to entertain it. The people that have CDLs for these interviews held 5 last week so far. I got 1 this afternoon, 1 tomorrow morning. Hopefully make a decision tomorrow afternoon. Very good applicants. For the most part, everybody I'd hire every single one of them. So tough decision to be made. We'll see how the next 2 go, and then I'll be approaching the board for approval of hire, whoever that may be. Then also at the end of the week, got a notice But the 2026 CHBP grant is now, or it's, the NOFO is live, so I looked through it, we have about 10 or 12 eligible structures that I've got to submit like 32 questions each on the answers. As you know, we got the 2024 grant for about 2.2 million. We'll try to get in this one as well. So, and I don't know if it would take till 2028 to find out you got it or not, but we'll submit as many as we can and hope for the best.
When
I guess
is,
go ahead.
when is B14 and B21 gonna be done? That next year, 27?
B21, 2030, I got the grant for that. B14, I believe I had it in for 20, I could go grab the 5-year plan.
No, that's,
28 maybe, 28 or 29, and that's pending, TIF projects. And also, I believe I just had that one programmed for just using farm to market dollars. But with what we decided to do with TIF, there could be a lot of moving around.
how's the TIP project working for the amendment number 3?
How's it working?
How's it progressing?
Haven't. I've
No, you're fine. I just,
just diving into projects that have deadlines right now, and I'm trying to get to it as fast as I can. I feel bad about it, but now that this grant came out too, and that's due on June 8th.
Correct.
I wanna get that in, keep our projects that are proposed for this time next year not delayed, and then I'll focus on that. And then also the interviews really slowed last.
no, you're good. I was just looking for an update, because I do have an email out to Travis Squires to see what this new state law potential impacts are, so he has not got back to me either. He's working on some fires other places throughout the state, so.
Yeah, I don't know what, everything I've read is very vague.
Yeah.
Doesn't specify like anything with the schools portion or anything like that, so. The building, it's, the office building, they're nearing completing the roof steel. And I think they're starting to rough in some stuff, so moving along.
Any questions for Roman?
We got a Chickasaw meet coming up, correct?
June?
Yeah, June 4th.
Yep, up in Lewis.
Yeah, I don't know, Nick sent did you get an email?
I think I did, but I don't remember when.
I added the January leaf last week, so that's on there.
I know it said if you guys do plan to eat lunch, to email them back. But then, yeah, any subjects that you got, I know one would be, which I think I maybe brought it up to you guys, the state law for going to 60 miles an hour from 55, that does apply to our roads. It says counties or any entities that hold jurisdiction are allowed to place a sticker for the change and then work it into their replacement program. So we're putting stickers on. You know, that it'll be just fine, and as those signs need to be replaced, we'll update it
Is
to
that
60, but
Hard surface roads or?
hard surface roads, the gravel roads, it still remains the same code with 55 during the day and 50 miles an hour from in the evening. Sunrise to sunset is your cutoff on that. The only thing that I can think of that we'll probably want to look into, and we might have data from when we did it a couple of years back, would be any curves that need to now be signed for 50 or 55 advisory. Those aren't required, but we don't want anybody taking a curve at 60 that shouldn't. I can't think of one in the county where I would even think it needs to be, but we'll make sure that that's true.
Well, west of Chickasaw, maybe it was.
Yeah, but they're already signed as advisory.
Okay.
So I can't think of any that people aren't already taking it 60 already, so.
That's it.
The rule, the way that it was read in any news article, I felt like, was that it was just state jurisdiction roads, but then you look into code and no, it's not, it's any 2-lane highway. So,
Well, 6 county meetings gonna be a long drive for me. 7.1 miles, I think it.
closer than in your own county.
I was happy to see where they have now.
Yeah, I don't know, if you guys got any topics, I'd definitely give them to Nick.
All right, anything else for the engineer? Otherwise, thank you.
Thanks.
Committee assignments, Travis, no? Is it? Steve? So we do have the EMA one coming up on the 27th, so we'll see how that turns out. Two quick updates, FYI, I did visit with an Abby Steiner. She's with Unity Point, visiting the Nurse Association last week at the Heritage. Between me and Deborah Zonke, we got her a room. I know she's working on the 2080 agreement to get that signed by her coordinator. 1 day a month to do testing. But we do have 3 rooms ready to go for any of those nonprofits to get that building a little bit more filled up, I guess.
Do I have information on that, visiting nurses?
No, she's retyping the 2080. I'm gonna send it over to you. Remember I asked for 2080 last week?
Lease agreement,
Lease agreement.
but I sent you an old one that we.
Yes, she knows that. So she's retyping it and getting it over for us to sign.
Instead of just giving us the name of the organization, I can just change the dates.
We could do that. We could do that too. Here's a card for her.
This is separate from the one that was looking previously, right? Or is this the
Yeah, no,
same?
the same one.
Happy something, or what was the other one that you were?
This is
Let me look at my emails.
Lisa Spots.
Yes,
Spots.
This is the same thing?
Spots. SPOTS.
Spots, space, SPOTS, this is it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. We approved it 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah, we don't have the agreement yet.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No. And it'll be on the agenda once the agreements. She knows she won't move in until the board signs off on the agreement. And the $1 lease.
Seems like a lot of, never mind.
We're hoping to get Wick there too. Her boss also does the Wick program for this area, so Wick might be moving out there too eventually, hopefully. Work in progress. Last update is the panel at the courthouse, 2nd floor. Denny Young's, myself, Chuck, the state inspector, looked at the location, gonna move it to a different wall because the air conditioner inside there, it doesn't have the room of the clearance. Just trying to schedule another power outage to get that panel installed. Do not have to move the air conditioner or the condenser pipe. Saturday, the power wash company was here. They got the west side done, the north side done. Ran out of soap, took him a little bit longer than he was expecting. He's gonna finish up, I believe, this Wednesday. The wind is supposed to be light, so he can fly again on the east side and the south side.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I was up here for a little bit watching that. I mean, he does have a hose attached to the drone. A little bit dirtier than he thought, so didn't bring enough soap with him. So that is being done. Otherwise, future agenda items. We are closed on Monday, the 25th. There'll be Memorial Day on the lawn of the courthouse, and we will meet the 26th. I believe we are opening RFPs for the window project. And as of that, I believe that's it for now. Things are always at. I guess, is there a recess? I'll declare a recess until 10.
Wow, you don't get a break.
Yeah.
I said, you don't get a break. That's
Not this long.
Yeah.
a busy weekend.
All right. We got back into convene here on May 18th at 10 o'clock here, meeting with IT consultants from FX 2020 FX. 3 things on the agenda to discuss fiber internet projects for all county properties. Denny.
Yeah, we have Vance from NHMU and Ricky Johnson here from Butler Bramer. And yeah, we'd like to put dark fiber to each of the county locations, county offices that we can, excluding county conservation. That's, yeah. And internet to, redundant internet to all county offices as well.
So correct me if I'm wrong, we currently have fiber
We have fiber everywhere.
everywhere,
Yeah,
and both providers have it in the right of way.
right. So Ricky, you have fiber going over to the sheriff's station, right?
Yes.
But we're using NHMU currently for the sheriff's station?
Yeah.
Okay, for internet. So, Ricky's already established there, and do you have fiber out to the attorney's office? Okay. And so then the other one is secondary roads, which both NHMU and Butler Bramer both have to get fiber.
We're all right there.
You're there right now? Okay.
Heritage, I believe, and they're both there.
Yeah,
We're there.
yeah,
We're not in the building, we're
Not-
we're there.
yeah.
So there's, did you provide them this that I've given you? Oh,
Want to go make a copy for them?
yeah, that would be, I guess I figured you would. So that is it. So this is something I provided Denny with last summer. It's kind of a cost, what it would cost. So if you want internet, it would be pretty straightforward. Getting the dark fiber would be a little more difficult. Because most of these units are, I shouldn't say this, addresses are set up as a single address. So they get one fiber, which means they come off a tap. So if we needed to get multiple fibers, so the courthouse is slated to get multiple fibers. So there wouldn't be much change other than the fact that we haven't actually run it here yet. It's just down to the corner here. We'd have to come down a couple poles, then over, bury off a pole in. And the sheet that he's gonna make copies of breaks all that out. And then there's a 3rd page of notes on the back of some other considerations. But to get fiber, well, like, we have internet across here at the fire department, or sorry, sheriff's department. And Rick said that we could ride, he's got spare fibers between here and the sheriff's department. So we could ride that if you'd rather bring the internet from over there instead of hanging down and around.
We also have big enough pipe to control the fiber too.
We can pull an additional fiber. I've got spare fiber to the sheriff's department too, so. But there's, several considerations. If you wanted it all underground, there's a couple things that are still aerial that would have to be done. Like this section of town is aerial. So, what is that?
Public health.
Rescue squad building, whatever's in that one is aerial. But that one doesn't have to go very far underground. The one south of town, the old Heritage, that one requires to cross the stream to get underground. So that'd be a little more expensive. And these numbers are all very estimated. We would not, if it costs, like say the first one, if it costs us $2,000 to do it, we're not gonna bill you $38.95. These are estimated numbers. It would be actual costs.
What's the purpose of the dark fiber?
Dark fiber is to connect all of the offices so we can have it all on one network and back up all devices. That's also gonna make it easier for, phones, servers, VLANs, domain networks. It'll all be under one umbrella kind of deal, is what we're pushing towards.
So both companies would provide internet service, one as a backup?
Yeah,
one-
and so we're going to have redundant internet. So, if NHMU goes down, then Butler Bramer's here to pick it up, vice versa. We're also going to have Starlink, but we don't have a Starlink rep here today. So, but Starlink is just going to be a redundancy in case like 2 main fibers get cut to these guys, which is highly unlikely that it's ever going to happen. Because each of the internet service providers, NHNU and Butler Grammar, have redundant fiber. Like they have it coming to them from north and south or whatever the case. All right, guys? So the chance that we're ever going to need Starlink, not likely. But it's very easy to turn on and shut off once we pay the initial fee for it too. So there's no point not having it.
Danny, when you said something about phones, I mean, that'd be like internal phones, you know, so they can call each office.
Yeah,
But as far as the dial tone, that has to be originated at each one unless you send it all to SIP.
yeah, we're probably gonna go with VoIP. Yeah,
Or,
we're looking at a couple companies for it.
no, I understand. Okay. That is, for me, as a phone company, I don't know.
Well, you could, in theory, you could bring all your phone lines to here if you had a centralized.
And you are gonna come here and not to, and I mean, true, not in your office. The dark fiber's all gonna come here.
No, it would probably, well, I think they're located.
Yeah, so we would be like leasing or renting a fiber switch down at their station for the dark fiber.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you, if I recall correctly, there aren't enough lines running. I can't remember the exact terminology, but there's not enough lines running to each location to put a dark fiber in. So, but there is enough to have a line going back there and just hook up to a fiber switch, so they're all connected.
There'd be a switch just in the office, there
Right.
main server.
Right, yes, the main servers here.
Because I don't want to let anybody in our office.
No. The main server is going to be here, and then we're going to have redundant servers in probably one or two other locations as well, just in case something should happen to the courthouse, or something should happen to Heritage, or wherever we decide to put the third server, but yeah.
Is there some kind of, because I like Vance and I both proud of our service, that we're up 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
We are local, so if either one of us go down, we'd be there and.
Right.
I mean, I was at the sheriff's office at 4 in the morning, took care of them before. Our downtime is like.
Yeah, pretty minimal, yes.
So I just don't know how much that fiber costs. I know for me, I'm not going to the,
Well, the dark fiber going from building to building is just to have all the networks linked.
and then remember at one time, how are you gonna keep the county health numbers off that? Because they have, you know, usually they don't want to be on the server. You separate that out somehow so that.
Yeah, public health is not going to be on this server, per se.
Just, yeah,
They'll be having their own, but they will be accessible on the same network. They're gonna have VLANs, so it's gonna be completely separate.
I get
So you can
that.
structure that with security.
I just always wonder, I don't know, sometimes we get it all down to one, you might be better off separating out, because I look at the traffic, I do traffic reports, and it's like, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we had 6 phone lines down and on the rage when we found it, so.
Well, once we have the dark fiber in place, I mean, internet is probably not going to be required in each location.
But yeah,
I mean, it seems overkill at that point.
but then that's what, that fiber, that you're talking about, dark fiber, you'd have that 2 paths of dark fiber, you know, done. I'm not going to the county. That's $140,000 to get there.
Yeah,
You can't pick nothing up on one,
okay.
unless I want to take away from you. We have a $45 package. $45 package now, 100 meg now. But like I said, I looked at the courthouse different times, and once in a while it beats out at 20 minutes.
Nothing,
No.
nothing to speak of.
And I won't say where all the traffic's going either, I'll get in trouble.
Right.
How's that gonna work? Each building kind of has their own provider now. We're gonna have one main provider, we have to pay a second bill to someone then, or
No, there'll be, so,
how are we awarding who gets the contract then? And who, I mean, just hypothetically, if I have municipal utilities right now, but if they get the contract, then do I gotta pay Butler Bremer as well as the backup provider on my department, and how?
data processing would be paying.
Are they gonna wanna pay to put fiber in if they're not getting the contract?
Data processing would be paying for the internet, if that's what you're thinking about. So my department. Because if it's being spread out to all the other offices eventually, then data processing would foot the bill. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me.
So your role, you said you were talking about like 3 places for servers.
Yeah,
Those places would get internet,
Yeah,
and everybody else's internet would then be served off the dark fiber.
yes,
So you would cut down the number of total internet
yeah,
services.
yeah. That's our end goal. I
That's
don't know
the
how
end
soon
goal.
that's
gonna be.
Like I said, there's $45, that's. 100 meg, I've been down linear,
Yeah,
symmetrical. I guess when I look at it, I'm sorry, I'm a devil's advocate about it, so
Yeah.
the county don't make or lose money when it goes down, they just are down for good. They're usually quite happy. That's that one.
Really? I'm not, I feel paralyzed.
yeah, he's not, I mean, the assessor's office might be, I don't know.
Yeah, radio always call me, but it would call me, but I just, because it's mostly your software is where what you need is software that goes faster, not the internet.
So where would you put like Proloff or Dave? Would that be on everybody?
They'd be on its own server, but they'd be in centralized locations. The point of having 3 different locations for servers, and we're not just gonna have one server in each location. So right now I have 2 Proxmox servers back in there, and they have virtualized servers on them. That's the app server and the SQL server. But if one of those servers takes a dump, the other one is right there and it picks up immediately. We plan on doing the same thing with the ProLaw servers, with Shieldware, which that's gonna be a little bit trickier for the sheriff stuff, but also with public health and everything. So they're going to be in 3 different centralized locations, serving out over the dark fiber. But, you know, if one of the places starts on fire or something happens, whatever, then we have 2 other locations ready to pick up the slack. So 0 downtime, basically, which otherwise could cost the county a lot of money if it is down. And that way we could also move them to, like, if something happened to public health or whatever, we could immediately relocate everybody out to the Heritage Center and they could be back up within hours, not days.
Or at the courthouse, they could,
Right.
treasurer, recorder, auditor.
Yeah.
Assessor.
Our only issue at that point would be computers, and I'm working on a strategy for that too, for having a bunch of spares ready to go. But that's aside from this conversation, so.
Does this make us more susceptible to a hack if we're all in the same system?
No, it's over VLAN. A hack is not near as susceptible over VLANs. Plus you got gateway firewalls. We have antivirus on every single one of them. The thing that makes us more susceptible to hacks is lack of user knowledge. I mean, honestly, that's in every situation I've ever seen. And it happened. I mean, these guys have seen it before. It's everywhere I go. It's lack of user knowledge on how to properly use your computer, internet, or email. People don't even know that, you know, in the lower left-hand corner of your browser, you can see where it's going to take you when you hover the cursor over it. That's something really simple. They don't look at where the email address comes from. There's just a stunning lack of knowledge on how to use all this stuff safely. Best or if I was to give you a factual estimate, I would say over 99% of all hacks come from lack of user knowledge. It's not popping in over firewalls or anything like that.
Spoof emails and things like that people click on links.
Yeah.
Or they get that pop-up that says, your computer's been hacked. Click here, you need to talk to this person, and then.
That's why we have those wonderful phishing training emails coming to all you guys, and, you know, occasionally somebody clicks on them, and then they call me up and say, well, I didn't click on it. Yeah, you did.
Would we have to go out for bids for this, Dave? Or I know we talked many months ago. me and
I
you.
don't really know what we're doing, so maybe I'm not.
We're linking all the
technically
county.
savvy enough to understand what we're bidding, so.
We're doing
You already
that.
said you can't go to our office, right?
That's 140,000, I don't think you guys I don't wanna eat it. I mean, I'd eat some of it, but I'm not gonna eat.
So
some of
which,
it.
I mean, which buildings, who's connecting to what? I mean, we have, maybe I don't have those in front of you guys, but is there a map as to what needs to be done yet, or who's connecting to what?
All the county offices will be connected.
Right, but some of them, like Butler Greeners already serves the sheriff's office.
Yep.
Who serves the courthouse?
Well, we do.
You guys do?
I serve the sheriff.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just.
You serve the sheriff's office, you serve
And
the
then I got
courthouse,
the rest.
you serve us, you have public health?
Yes.
Redundancy is what was ordered by the ISAC. That's why we're doing this, because it was one of the recommendations from ISAC. That's it.
Yeah, I get it, so basically, we're paying each of the providers that aren't servicing the buildings to service the ones they're not servicing.
Say that again.
So other than my building, the buildings that are getting served by one, we're gonna pay to have the other
Yes.
actually run product there, and then they're gonna bill us for redundant service?
Yep.
At what rate?
Ricky's got $45 for 105 up and down, or 100 up and down.
Mine is 65 for 250 up and down.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not 100% sure I'm understanding. I apologize.
Redundancy, if it's down.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
But I guess from a building perspective, so once each of you two have access to all the buildings, other than my building, then how are we determining who's the primary contractor? We're gonna have to pay each of them their full rate just to keep it running. So I mean, am I,
Yeah.
it's the sheriff's office right now is paying you guys, right? Like, it's paying you guys.
Yeah.
So is the sheriff's office gonna have to pay them their full rate and then Brother Bremer their full rate?
For the time being, until I make sure that internet is coming, it's only going to 3 different buildings, at which point data processing will pick up the bill.
Well, I'm talking for the county overall, we're doubling our building, basically.
Yeah.
We're paying the 2 providers now.
Yep. That's what I said.
Plus to install the dark fiber to get to the building.
Well, the dark, I should know, the dark fiber is a separate thing. Other than a.
Yeah, you guys aren't paying for the dark fiber, that's data processing.
Well, the county is, yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Oh, and it's all the same money?
I'm not worried about my budget. You're telling my budget being impacted. I'm just, we're trying to answer Jake's question is, how do we bid this out or what do we need to bid it out?
Is that ISAC, that's a legal requirement?
ISAC is, it's IT from multiple counties in the state of Iowa. They came over and they did an assessment of Chickasaw County and made recommendations on how to make ourselves more secure and eliminate downtime, eliminate loss of money, which is what doubling up on internet and paying for dark fiber is. But I wanted to have all the offices connected for a while. This has been my plan for good 4 or 5 years at least.
So to answer your question, I'm not sure that there is a bidding process since we have 2 providers that are already providing a hodgepodge of services to various departments of the county. And the goal of this is to have the alternate provider have access and provide the same service. So I don't know if there's any bid to be done. I mean, we're just gonna have to, they're gonna have to tell us what it's gonna cost us to do it. And if that's what you guys decide to do, that's what we're gonna do.
Your only alternative bids that could possibly be taken are from MediaCom and Windstream. Those would be astronomically high to provide the same service.
Well,
And could it even?
the only thing I'll say is that, Windstream doesn't currently have fiber to all the locations. Or maybe, I mean, I think they could probably get it here in the sheriff's office.
Yeah, that's probably.
Public health. But I don't think they have fiber down to attorney's office or south of town. And of course, MediaCom, you run into the issue of upstream speeds.
And also, I look at MediaCom and Windstream. I don't look at them as local services. These guys are local services. Their service is better, their response time's better, everything. You call Windstream or MediaCom, you're down. You may as well be down for the rest of the day, 2 days, whatever. We'll get somebody out to you by Friday.
And we pay taxes.
Yeah, I like our options a lot better with these guys. So as far as going for more bids, I don't see how you could and have them be competitive with what these guys offer.
I guess my only question, and again, I apologize for lack of knowledge, but I understand each of them are gonna be paid to run their cable or fiber or whatever it's called to each of the buildings they're not currently servicing. My only question would be, is there a bidding process by which, once all the cables are ran, the county can say, each of you give us a flat price for servicing all the buildings that you now are connected to? Do we need to have both of the services, or can we have, say, it's, for instance, one says, I'll shoot you a price of X hundred or thousand a month to service all of the buildings, and the other one is the backup that gets paid a tenth of that or a quarter of that just to have the service run there? Does that have to be on? I don't understand the technological aspect.
There's both of the services
We
that
do
we
not have
have.
to double it up, right? Can we
Yeah.
just, can we have both of you bid and say one of you gets the bid because you're bidding X amount per month to run all the buildings, the other one is the backup that we pay a smaller portion to, or don't pay at all unless it's turned on. That's what I'm getting. That would be the bidding process to me.
ISAC's recommendation is that not just have the fiber run there, but also have the internet on. So we would be needed, I mean, you can't just pay one and,
But we're not using it though, right? So I mean, for instance, right now, let's take the sheriff's office across the road.
you're using it
You're
as a
servicing it.
redundancy.
So if Brother Bremer runs it over there, they're still gonna be using, are they gonna be using both of them, or just gonna be using them as a primary?
They're set up as a redundancy, so both of the internet service providers go into one router. So they're both being used all at the same time. If one of the internet service providers is down for whatever reason, you're never gonna know, because your internet will never drop off. That makes sense?
Not really. So during the day, the sheriff's office is gonna be using whose internet?
Both. That's the way the routers are set up. It's just ISP redundancy. That's all it is.
How much of the county software goes out to the world?
Sheriff station, public health, almost all of it, except for Shieldware, that's localized on their server.
I didn't do
Let's
it.
see, you guys are localized on your server.
So the internet's different than, like my cable TV, I'm gonna have Dish and Direct, I'm gonna be using them both somehow, so just.
The internet is different.
Okay.
Yes,
I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
No,
I'm
that's-
trying to help them figure out how they're gonna bid this.
the internet is different, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a pipeline to the outside world. Like Dish Network and MediaCom or whatever, they're two different cable services entirely, so you couldn't do that both at the same time. The courthouse, I don't know, Tyler is and isn't connected to the outside world. Sometimes, there's certain parts of the programs that do need a connection to the outside world.
I see Dropbox.
Dropbox is the most used. I'd be interested in knowing where that's the most used at.
I don't know, no, that's what goes through our pipe.
I'd like to see that. I'll check out my Arista router and see where all the Dropbox traffic is going, because
So I guess each of them would bid what it would put together a bid of what it would cost to run the fiber to where they need to run it to, and then what the service would be at the redundant same service at the building that they would be picking up. I guess that's where we go forward, I guess, figure out what the numbers are, and we'll decide whether they're gonna do that, or if they wanna do all of them, or just some of them, or phase it in, or, but I don't know if there's any other option to figure out numbers that go that direction.
I have fiber all, but and that's just cost prohibitive, I think, I don't think.
So you already have everything,
I
had
have
that,
plenty of fiber at each building.
so just be picking up the service.
Yeah, or the drop, just the dark fiber.
So we'd be paying the Hampton to run the buildings they're not at, and do the other service.
I've got fiber to all the buildings, like outside the building, not up to, except for the new, engineer's office that's going up.
Yep.
We would have to go underneath the street, which I don't know, you were gonna talk about pulling it up in,
yeah,
which
when Chuck, when Stans is gonna get over there and do that.
I think he's having Tatro do it.
Tatro already.
Oh, really?
They're,
The pipes in already.
the pipe's in already. Well, hopefully he told them to pull a pipe in for us. So, they were supposed to pull a pipe in.
Randy would normally.
Yeah,
I should have went over that, but I told him.
but the drop we currently have over there is on the north side, all the way down by the offices for the, what is that building called?
Secondary roads.
Secondary roads building, we could get service to, but not to the new engineer's office, like super quick.
So I was gonna tie their data,
Yeah.
gonna be tied together with the dark fiber, just, we were gonna give it to them, because it don't matter to us, because then they'll have their phone in there. So then the two would be tied together with the dark fiber.
Yeah,
It's just a
because I want all those to be one network.
That'd be tight. I talked to them about it.
And like I said, all these numbers in here are a rough estimate. You know, I tried to put it in there high enough that I don't think it'll go any higher than that. But
No guarantees.
no guarantees on anything, so,
These days especially.
but I mean, we've done an awful lot of this in town, the aerial stuff, and I was aggressive with it, but I think it'll come in quite a bit under that.
So it looks like about 15,000 would be running the fiber, and then the monthly charges would be above and beyond that.
Yeah, so the dark fiber is what really increases the cost, yeah. And that's specifically for a couple buildings that don't have, weren't slated for multiple fiber drop. So we only need one fiber to provide that dark fiber loop, so. That's why we're able to fix that.
Yeah, that'd be the way to do it.
I'll just state this, I think with the state law changing and everything else I think the LEMC building, we need to look at not doing too much more stuff to it and potentially moving the county attorney down to the Heritage or someplace else. And then moving EMA too, but.
You have money in your budget to refurbish the Heritage?
We do. 1.5 in capital projects, plus a balance of 300,000, so.
1.5
About
million.
1.8.
There's a couple $100,000 in there to figure out how to readjust office space and security and storage room and conference room and everything.
I strongly agree there is. Yes.
Is that something you want to put on the agenda or discuss, looking at?
I just don't see when we keep spending money on things if there's a potential.
Yeah.
Moving office space. Again, I've said it before, the engineer's probably gonna be leaving in July or August, what's that gonna turn into?
There's not a number over here for me and Michelle.
No, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
Okay.
But it could have worked for EMA, you know.
Probably. Well,
But there's a lot of stuff stored in that.
yeah,
And they're all-
We gotta understand the basement of that building. There's a lot of storage.
There's a lot of basement in there.
Okay. I'm not opposed to that. But it's gonna
Take time.
take some time and some money to drop some plans to figure out how to make it work schematically. But
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to that. Obviously, it's your call. I don't get to decide around this. You decide to move me out there, move me out there, but.
I think it's a good building out there.
widely underused.
I should also mention, on some of these, I have, researched some other ways to, instead of burying a whole drop like out to the Heritage, I found a certain kind of splice case that mounts. So I could aggregate multiple ports off of my taps then, so that we could do that without burying some of those. I just hadn't gone too much into pricing with it because I didn't know where we were going with it. So,
Good.
does the EMS actually use a lot of server?
I don't know. I mean, I know that they do almost everything online, other than Word and Excel and stuff like that, but, I wouldn't think that they use a whole lot of service, because that's Butler Bramer over there, if I'm not mistaken. Where's it, NHMU, over EMS?
EMS?
Yeah, EMS,
That's us.
that's you.
Yeah.
So if you could check out how much internet they use, I doubt that they use a lot. Just kind of put it,
I can look at it.
yeah.
I guess probably would leave their average for the last week.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see them using a lot.
Is there a direction we want to move to or ask for more information or numbers? I think we need to see both sides. Pricing. And how the phone system's gonna work too, all that stuff, Denny. We've been trying to get there for the past 7 years.
We're right there, just got one more panel to do, and then things are gonna move pretty quick.
Yep.
So,
And with 2 supervisors missing right now, so we'll just move this to another week. Is there anything else we want to see number wise or anything from Butler Bramer that we are missing? If there's additional charges?
Not really for us, I mean, if you really want that dark fiber, I mean, I can do that, but I'd have to come up with mileage. We do $25 a mile for fiber a month.
I think it's what we did too.
So we're,
you're roughly the same.
yeah,
Yeah, we do the same.
yeah, that's what. I didn't shoot them to find out what it is. But we looked into going that way and just.
Hired one.
I don't wanna waste it.
Are you, I mean, you're in public health, are you close to EMS too?
What's that?
Ambulance shed?
Yes, right across from there. Yeah. Like something like that, we just on that, don't charge much of it. We're just like, what you guys do, we eat something costs.
Again, the main purpose for the dark fiber is just so if things go to hell in one place, then we're not, like if things went to hell in the server room there, the whole courthouse is screwed. That's it. So the dark fiber is going to allow us to have redundant servers in other places. So we don't lose all of Tyler, all of Encode, all of Eagle Recorder. That would be bad.
We have off-site backup.
Yeah.
Of course, it's done through the internet, but it's backed up during the day.
So we have offsite backup too, but there's also going to be redundant servers that are just duplicating each other constantly.
I mean, because we got a server in Plainfield, we have a server in Chipola, and it's all sorts of.
Best way to go. I mean, if your guys' main place goes down, then you're up in Chipola right away.
All right, we'll just table that then into Scott and Isaac can be back. And if we need any extra numbers from Butler Bremer, moving up to.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Discuss and approve IT consultant contract with Denny, 2020 FX, he dropped it off this morning, same as last year.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Any recommendation on how many hours? We did
So-
start with 200. We
Yeah,
went to,
Then we moved to 300, and then we added another 50, or did we start with 300?
I thought we started with 200.
I'll have to look at the contract, but I thought we started with 300 this year. At any rate, we're at 350 right now.
Okay, yeah, we're at 300. We only added one time.
Oh. Okay,
And you might have to do an extra couple hours for the month of June.
yeah, for sure. If I even make it through May.
You think that would be enough and then see you
What's that?
300 hours for the contract, or should we go to?
Yeah, start out with 300, because we're definitely gonna do that next year, because we still have a lot more of these projects to finish off. I mean, I was estimating that we would go over the 400 this year, but the electric in the courthouse took a little bit longer than what we had anticipated due to splices and what have you. But yeah, like I was saying, once we get the electrical panel done, all the stuff for the courthouse and a lot of other things are gonna go pretty quick.
Is there a motion to approve the 2026 IT service agreement with FX? At 300 hours?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve, to approve the 2026 IT service agreement with 2020 FX Inc. for the amount of 300 service hours. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis. Aye. Steve.
Aye.
Jake. Aye. Motion carried 3-0 with the absence of Isaac and Scott. Any other department update? I did see, we did get a text back from Chuck, sounds like Tuesday night.
Yep, I already have it scheduled. I'll be here at 4 o'clock to make sure that everything is completely unplugged by 4:30 so they can go ahead with the panel.
And then you're gonna take an email out to the county staff?
Yes, I will do the email this time.
Just a quick update on the phone. You're gonna bring somebody in to present something?
When would be a good time to do that? I'll check with them and see what dates they have available. TSI will be one. You guys didn't want to talk to Zoom, did you? Yeah, they're gonna be astronomically more expensive than the company out of Texas that I'm looking at. And from all accounts, the company out of Texas that I'm looking at, their customer service is what it would be if we talked to Rick Vance. I mean, they have somebody dedicated to you that can call up and you get that every time, so. They specialize in local government.
Are we coming on those thumb drives that we're gonna have for dual, whatever that's called?
two-factor authentication. That's set up over at the sheriff's station. I just haven't implemented it yet. So I have to implement it over here too. I'm gonna see if I can get some more free thumb drives because you have to have 2 per user. We have, I think I have 90 right now, but that's not enough for everybody in the county.
All right, any other questions for Denny? If not, thank you.
Yep.
Discuss future agenda items. Anything added? Nick? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve to adjourn at 10:36. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
Is he ever ready to do that? We have to get him free.